burnout has become a status symbol. It's worn like a medal in workplaces, universities, creative industries. The busier you are, the more exhausted you appear, the more successful you must be. But this is one of the most toxic lies modern culture has ever sold. Burnout isn't an achievement, it's a system failure. It's what happens when the demands placed on a person exceed their capacity to recover. And when that happens repeatedly, something breaks. Consider what burnout actually is. It's not just being tired. Tiredness is temporary. You rest, you recover. Burnout is different. It's emotional exhaustion, cynicism about your work, and a complete loss of efficacy. It's when your brain stops believing you can do the thing you're supposed to be doing, and yet cultures everywhere celebrate the grind. They celebrate the person who never takes a day off. The person who answers emails at midnight. The person who sacrifices sleep, relationships, health for success. The very things organizations claim to want, excellence, innovation, quality, are destroyed by the conditions that supposedly produce them. This is the paradox. The path to burnout is marketed as the path to success. And many follow it until their bodies and minds simply give out. What's particularly insidious is how burnout affects judgment. When you're burned out, you can't see clearly. You rationalize staying in situations that are hurting you. You convince yourself that the exhaustion is temporary, that things will get better, that it means you're doing something important. But often, it just means you've sacrificed too much for too long. The boundary between dedication and self-destruction is thinner than most people realize. And the problem is, nobody teaches you where that line is. Nobody shows you what healthy boundaries look like. Nobody validates the importance of rest, recovery, and saying no. Instead, the message is always, do more, push harder, sacrifice more. Rest is treated as laziness. Boundaries are treated as lack of commitment. Taking care of yourself is treated as self-indulgence. This is why burnout has become epidemic in successful, ambitious people. They're not failing at their work, they're succeeding at the wrong metric. They're measuring themselves by how much they sacrifice, not by what they actually accomplish. And that's a losing game. Always. Because human beings have limits. You can ignore those limits for a while. You can push through. You can keep going. But eventually the body and mind will force you to stop. Illness will stop you. Breakdown will stop you. Loss of function will stop you. The question is, will you set your own boundaries before that happens? Or will you wait until you're forced to? Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's the only way to sustain anything meaningful. Athletes understand this. They know you don't improve during the work. You improve during recovery. The growth happens in the rest. The gains happen in the sleep. It means defining non-negotiables, times when you're not working, no matter what. It means having conversations about workload before you're drowning. It means saying no to things that don't align with your priorities. It means leaving work at work, actually leaving it. It means prioritizing sleep like your life depends on it, because it does. It means having relationships outside of work, hobbies that aren't productivity, time that is just time. Not optimized, not measured, not productive. In cultures that valorize burnout, this maintenance is seen as weakness. People who leave work at 5 p.m. are seen as less committed. People who take vacations are seen as not serious. People who prioritize sleep are seen as not ambitious enough. This is the lie that keeps the machine running. Because if everyone maintained themselves properly, if everyone set boundaries, if everyone refused to sacrifice their health for work, the system would have to change. It would have to become more sustainable, more humane. But that would require admitting that the current way doesn't work. So instead, the burden falls on individuals. You're supposed to manage your own burnout, find your own balance, do your own self-care while working 60 hours a week. Individual acts of resistance against a culture that profits from your burnout. It's uncomfortable. It will be questioned. People will judge you. But on the other side of that discomfort is sustainability, is health, is actually being able to contribute meaningfully instead of just showing up exhausted. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. It's a signal that something has gone wrong. And the person to blame isn't you for not managing it better. It's the system that created the conditions in the first place. So set your boundaries. Not because you're lazy or uncommitted, but because you're the only one who will protect your own well-being. Nobody else will do it for you.